President Obama and members of Congress have been in and out of negotiations to come up with a plan to avoid what some call an inevitable recession.
The fiscal cliff is sort of misleading because if a deal is not struck by January 1st, those tax increases and spending cuts will begin to go into effect. But if they can cut a deal by a few days later, we'll be okay.
MSU economics professor Charles Ballard says the problems won't begin unless a deal is not made by spring, and the automatic spending cuts and increased taxes start making an impact on economic growth and unemployment.
It's not like the world blows up at midnight on New Year's Eve.
It may not blow up, but many students could be feeling the pressure when it comes to higher education.
There's a decent chance that with these negotiations, there will be some further cuts to federal support for education, either Pell Grants or other programs that will help students pay for their college, and or some of the federal research dollars.
If a decision isn't made, the federal spending on education will be reduced. Each year, the federal student aid provides about $150 billion on education each year through grants, loans, and work study. This accounts for about 15 million students each year. Along with that, federal funding accounts for 64% of research grants here on MSU's campus, which equals about $500 million just last year. Now, all of this could impact a decision whether or not to attend a school like Michigan State University.
The federal Pell Grant might have been affected in what they call the sequestration, where they basically said, oh, if we don't come to an agreement, we'll cut this much from defense and we'll cut this much from discretionary spending, which would have included federal aid.
The U.S. Department of Treasury records the current deficit at more than $16 trillion.
One other point that I want to make, and that is that my understanding is tomorrow's Speaker Boehner's birthday. So for those of you who want to